It's time to relax, grab a drink, pull up a chair by the hearth, and have a seat in the Scald Circle to listen to the tale of the girl who married the crow from Sioux Folklore, as told by Casimir. As a special treat, this story is being told in the style of our live in-person shows. While this means the story may not be as word for word as transcribed, we are certain you will love it.
Before we begin our story, we wanted to remind you that we release new tales for free every week. Our tales are released on Wednesdays. Find out where you can hear them on our website at thescaldcircle.com.
And be certain to subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast app is. That way you'll never miss out on one of our enchanting tales from around the world.
Additionally, if you'd like to hear more of our stories and some of our witty banter, this is your reminder that we perform live stories on Twitch every 3 weeks on Thursdays. You can find more information about that on our Facebook page. Just click on the Events tab.
In addition to a reminder about our live Twitch shows, we have some exciting news. The Scald Circle will be at the Bristol Renaissance Faire, July 13th and 14th, 27th and 28th, August 10th and 11th, and August 31st through September 2nd. We would love to see you there. A girl belonging to a village of 4 underground lodges near Lytton refused all suitors who had come from Spence's Bridge, Nicola, Kamloops, or Lillooet, although they brought as marriage gifts robes, dentalia, and other fine valuables. Her parents and the chief of the village were angry with her for refusing so many good suitors. Therefore she became sad, and would have committed suicide had not her brothers talked kindly with her. One morning when she had gone to the river to bathe and to draw water for the house, she thought, "I wish a man from far away would come and take me." Crowman, who lived at the mouth of the river, heard her. He said, "A pretty girl far away wants a husband. I wish I could go to her." At once a man appeared to him and said, "I will help you. If you will do as I direct you, you must shut your eyes and pray to me, and I shall grant you your desire. Now begin." The crowman knelt down and prayed that he might be enabled to go to the girl. His eyes closed while he was praying. Then his helper told him to open his eyes and look at himself. He saw he had been transformed into a crow with wings and black feathers all over his body. He was afraid and remained silent. His helper told him he would not be a crow always, but only for the journey to the girl. He said, "Now fly up the river, and early in the morning you will see a girl bathing near 4 underground lodges. She is the wife that you desire." It was springtime when the crows come up the river. 3 mornings the girl had repeated her supplication for a husband. Early the 4th morning she went to the accustomed place, put down her bark water baskets, took off her clothes, and went to bathe. She had just made her supplication when a crow came up the river and passed close to her head. She called him nasty names and said, "Why do you fly so close to my head, you ugly bird? You'll blind me with the dirt out of your feet." It was Crowman, who was acting under the instructions of his helper. He flew past out of sight, alighted on the ground, shut his eyes, and prayed. When he opened his eyes, he was a man again. He walked back to where the girl was washing herself in the water and sat down on her clothes. Presently she saw him and asked him to leave. She pleaded with him to go away, but he paid no heed. When she asked him 4 times, he replied, "You will become my wife, and I will release your clothes." She assented, saying, "You must be my husband, for you have seen my naked body." The crowman shut his eyes and prayed. When he opened them again, a large beaverskin robe was there, and a dug-out cedar canoe. He gave the robe to his wife, and they embarked in the canoe and went downstream. As the girl did not return, the people looked for her. They found her clothes in the water baskets and thought she had drowned herself. She lived in her husband's country for a while, and bore a son to him. And when the boy was growing up, he wished to see his grandparents. Every day he asked for them. Finally, his parents determined to take him to see them. They went up the river in a canoe loaded with presents of many kinds, and eventually reached Lytton. They moored their canoe at the watering place. The weather was warm. The woman's parents were living in a mat tent. Her younger sister came down to draw water and discovered them. She went back with the news, and the parents cleaned their house and made ready to receive their son-in-law. He gave his father-in-law all the presents, and the people danced to welcome them. He made up his mind to live there and became an adopted member of the tribe. And that is the tale of the girl who married the crow from Sioux Folklore. Thank you for listening to our story. Before we talk about anything else, we need to address a saddening fact. Every year, more and more of these stories vanish from collections, forever to be lost to time. Our mission at the Skald Circle is to keep these stories alive for generations to come. If you want to help support our mission, we recommend taking a look at our Patreon page as noted in the description below. For even $1 a month, you can help us keep these stories alive while also earning great rewards. Also, remember to subscribe to us on your podcast app and leave us a 5-star rating if you enjoyed the story. It really helps us.
A special thank you to all our Patreon supporters for your support this month. Without your contribution, we wouldn't be able to continue these stories, and we truly appreciate it.
Visit theskaldscircle.com or our Facebook page to stay up to date with all our current events, news, and much more. Not only that, but you can also visit our story archive of every tale we have told. It's sorted by origin and region for the convenience of your listening pleasure.
Once again, we want to thank you for listening to our story.